Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on this NYX BB cream. I've been curious about it since I've heard a bunch of people talking about it, and I think this might be light enough for my, pastel, ghostly pale skin. I am in the lightest shade, 01 Nude, I believe is what it's called. Yes. 01 Nude, which is here. Hopefully the camera's a little more focused today. Until I was editing videos, I didn't even realize how unfocused it was, which was crazy. It was just really blurry. I'm still learning how to work the camera settings on my new camera, so it may take a little bit of time before I get this thing down. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I think today I'll use my flat top buffing brush, which is what I usually use. This one's from Sony Kashuk. From a set, I had to get another one of the set to put in my giveaway I'm going to be doing. So keep an eye out for that once I'm able to do it. So this has, I'm going to kind of tell you what this says on it. It is 1.1 fluid ounce, and it just perfection in a tube is what it says on there. It says it brightens, smooths, moisturizes, it's oil-free and mineral enriched. And then on the back it says, developed to hydrate, prime, and perfect the skin. Great for all skin types. Use as a primer or use alone for a beautiful complexion. So NYX is still currently cruelty-free, but L'Oreal is buying them, so soon they may or may not be. You'll have to keep an eye out for that. I still purchase from subsidiaries, but a lot of people do not. So it's got this needle nose type squeeze tube. Ooh, let's squeeze a little out here. And it seems like it's a primarily neutral undertone in this, maybe a little yellow leaning, which might work for me because I have a lot of redness in my skin. And it's not super thin, not super thick. Like it was oozing out of the tube, but not super runny. So I'm just going to start with this much. It's not a lot. And I'm going to kind of take a finger and patch that over my skin. Nope. And you may be able to tell, I know it's pretty obvious in real life, I've got a demon brewing on my face. So I'm going to need a little bit more, I think. But I'm going to start with this, take my buffing brush. Whoop. Sorry, Evie. My cat Evie is here as a guest right behind me. I'm just going to buff this in and see how it does. So far, so good. It doesn't look orange. That's the big thing with a lot of stuff for me, is I'll start putting it on, it'll look fine, and then it'll look orange. It doesn't look like it has a ton of coverage, which is fine by me. I don't need a ton of coverage. I just need to even out my crazy skin tone and kind of camouflage some of my acne, because I've been breaking out a lot lately. Go figure. Alright, I squeezed out a little bit more. So I'm going to build it up in a couple of places. Especially right here. My forehead has been breaking out a lot too. And it looks like it might be a little light for parts of my forehead, but the problem is, it's pretty much around my hairline, I get super dark, and then the rest of me stays ghostly pale. And then around here, instead of buffing, I'm kind of stippling over it to kind of help give it maximum coverage. And I get a lot of redness around my nose too. I think the tone of it is I think it's fairly neutral, leaning maybe a little bit yellow, but also a little bit gray, which works well because I have a lot of, it's weird, like I'm a cool undertone in my face, warm undertone in certain parts of my body. Like, I'm like a patchwork, and then my legs look gray sometimes. I'm so pale. So, the fact that there's a slightly grayish tone to it works for me. On the skin, it feels nice. I think it's evened out my skin tone, but I can still see my freckles. Let me zoom you in so you can get a better view. Okay. So you might be able to see some of my freckles. The freckles on my nose are definitely still showing, but they're lightened. This monstrosity is still showing. My camera just completely unfocused. Bear with me. I'm gonna zoom back out. Maybe I'm a little too close for the camera's taste. But I think overall it looks nice. I think I zoomed out too far now. So overall, I think it looks okay. I'm going to go ahead and set it with a powder. The powder I'm going to use is going to be my e.l.f. HD powder. But at first I need to do my concealer because I don't set my face until I have concealer on. Alright, so this is what it looks like freshly applied. Powder, blush, and concealer. So I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup and then kind of give you my thoughts, and then I will do some check-ins later in the day. And just so you know, right now the time is 2:59. Yeah, I did my makeup late in the day. It's one of my only days off. I'm being lazy. Alright, so I've got all of my makeup on, so I'll leave what I'm wearing on my face in the description box. It's nothing really all that special. It's an errand running, and then I come home and be lazy for the rest of the day, so nothing special. But so far, I'm liking it. It's still looking like it's matching, hasn't oxidized on me. It's not looking orange around my hairline and stuff, which is usually where I notice it first. I think the coverage is okay. I think it's a light buildable to medium. Like, it built up really nicely on my forehead. I ended up not really needing to conceal any of the blemishes there. I think the finish seems nice so far, fairly matte, but not dead matte, which works well for me as I used to have super dry skin and now I have oily skin, so I'm still kind of in this weird middle area where I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my skin. So far it's looking nice. We'll see how it holds up. I will check back in a few hours, probably after I've run my errands and stuff. I'm going to be walking for about 30 minutes in, it's like 70-degree weather, so it's not hot out, but it's walking, so it's going to get some wear and tear on it, so that should be kind of a good way to see how it holds up. So I will check back in later, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If I forget to check back in, I will be really mad at myself. Right, so I'll see you guys in a few hours for my check-in. Hi guys, so I'm back for my first check-in. You probably can tell, at least it looks like it in this light, it has worn off some. It's mostly worn off on my nose, which the bridge of my nose usually gets worn off really badly. It looks super red in my viewfinder at least, but it looks less red in real life. And it wore off of the little monster on my chin and a couple of spots around here, but it's actually holding up fairly well considering it was like 70-something degrees today and I walked for about 30 minutes each way, so like an hour worth of walking uphill for most of it. So just the nature of the way it is, like there's uphill, because you're on a hill, you take the whole hill, so you're uphill with both directions you go. So it's holding up decently. As you can see, my lip product came off. I just ate dinner. And let me show you what time it is. It is 7:25. I finished putting this on at 2:59, I believe, so that is, you know, just shy of 5 hours. It's okay. I mean, I would use this primarily as a more lazy day product, but it matches me. And already that's way better than what I've been dealing with lately. I'll probably do another check-in in like 3 hours when it's been on for like 8 hours just to do a full thing, so like 10. But again, yeah, it wore off of here like within 20 minutes. Like, just did not stick to the zit here. But it's holding up fairly well, at least on my cheeks. I did also do, after I got back from my a little errand running, I did sit around on my bed for a while, so it may have rubbed off a little bit, but at least in my light, it looks like my cream blush I used is staying on really well. My contour is still showing. So I think it's holding up decently. It's not perfect, but again, I was expecting this to be a lazy day product. I wasn't expecting perfect wear time, and even when I first got back in the door from my walk, I wasn't super shiny anywhere, so I'm pretty happy with it. I will come back and give you my final thoughts on this product in about 2.5 hours. All right.